Hello everybody and welcome to another Train Sim World video. In today's video we are doing 4 Mike 93 Soton W Docks Berth 109 to Trafford Park Euro Terminal. Let's get started. We are in the DB West Coast Mainline South variant of the 66 today. Off we go. Now, first things first, I like to make my way around the train when starting one of these, so let's... Okay, we haven't been given any time to set up, that's a bit poor. 700 yards, times that by 3, is about 2,100 feet. We'll do 2,150, just to add a little bit on, just to be sure. Brake timings, is it set to goods already? No, it's set to passenger, let's change it to goods. Let's make our way round to this cabinet, turn on the DSD. Turn on AWS and TPWS, and let's make our way around to the left. Lights on day, instruments on, not your musical instruments, your instrument lights. Reverser in, forward, brakes off. There goes the Pendolino up the Trent Valley. No, coming from the Trent Valley, should I say. And yeah, I believe you do get more freight on this route in the base timetable if you own Cargo Line 3, because right now I don't have Cargo Line 3. I want to get it, it just never goes on sale on Xbox, but I'm not going to complain about Xbox sales because we have amazing ones. And there is that out of Birmingham New Street, out of Stafford. So it's about 23 miles to Basel, where this train will actually terminate, right? No, Trafford Park, okay. It's been such a long time since I've driven a 66. Have I done something wrong here? Okay, let's cut power. Let's wait for revs to drop completely. Let's slowly bring it on in increments. I mean, heck, I've put one level of throttle on and it's nearly gone into the red. But we've actually got a proper long freight train today. Like, look at this. I think we're only going to be able to go 75 today. I'll keep the HUD on just because I've never done the slow lines before. 66098. Let's watch this thing come out of Stafford. But yeah, it's nice to see a route where they've actually done freight trains properly, because this is what a UK freight train would be like. None of those short ones that you see on other routes. I mean, I think the HOAs are roughly right, but again, they're not exactly correct. This is what it would be. Listen to the sound of those containers as well. They sound nice. What speed are we doing? 10. Yeah, I reckon 4 throttle will do. Can't hear the horns, the train's a while away. Look at it go. I believe in real life this would be a class 90. So, possibly even a Freightliner 90. So yeah, I would like to see a 90 used on it in Freightliner green, because it would have been Freightliner green in 2019. However, I don't think all the board studios are going to let Alan Thompson Sim put the 90 on this route, or put the 90 from Alan Thompson Sim on this route themselves. Because they don't get on well. And if that is the case, and we are being held back from genuine services that we deserve in the game for what we're paying for, this is, in my opinion, where Dovetail will have to be like, oi, step it up. because it's childish and you need to get over it. Regardless of what politics go on in the background, for me, like, just don't let it affect us, the players. Like, hate each other, cool. Well, don't hate us. We're just the people that play this game, for Christ's sake. Yeah, we can go full throttle. Nice. What speed are we doing? 20 miles an hour. Decent. I've not been on these slow lines yet, so I'm going to keep the HUD on, because my Birmingham to Crewe route knowledge sheet that I've made from Birmingham to Crewe, I haven't done it the other way around yet, Crewe to Birmingham, I will do. It starts at Birmingham, but then at Trafford, I've got it to go onto the fast lines, because that's what most of the passenger services do, they go onto the fast lines afterwards. So yeah, I haven't actually done these slow lines yet. But it basically seems to just be 100 so far. Which makes me wonder, right, if the fast lines are 100 the whole way, what is the point in putting the 350s on the fast line? Because they can only do, let's say, what was I about to say? They can only do 110 anyway. So they're just going to be clogging it up, only doing 10 miles an hour faster than what they would be, and holding the Pendolinos up. But I suppose 10 miles an hour over a third of an hour, 20 minutes, that is quite a lot, because that's what, 3.5 miles? Yeah, roughly 3.3 miles further than where you would be. Alright, I take that back, I do get it. We have 22 minutes until Basford Hall. I don't know why I keep calling it Bass Hall. I don't know. But I like how they've actually given us a time that we're meant to be there, because on most freight services they don't. It's just get there when you get there, but obviously in real life you would have a schedule. So yeah, it's nice that we do have a schedule. I want to get a screenshot today. I also don't want to crash today. That's something I do not want. Would here be a good place for a screenshot? I've certainly had worse places for a screenshot, that's for sure. Is that, yeah, that's the end of the train, so if I sort of, yeah, that'll do. But yeah, as you're seeing this on Twitch, the route is on sale on Xbox for 20% off, which brings it from £30 to £24.99, or £29.99 to £24.99. So it's a saving of £6. No, because it's £23.99, my bad, sorry, yeah. But as you're watching this on YouTube, I believe it's the 13th of February, maybe? Or possibly even later than that. So yeah, it's not on sale anymore. Maybe there's a new sale, who knows? But yeah, I only went on and on about the sales for the first couple of videos, because I've recorded so far in front that I'm not going to be able to document them properly with a video on everything on the sale. Well, I'd never get around to doing that much anyway, but... '86, Brum Crewe, and ATS Mac. Yeah, I was whining in one of Melbourne Train Class chats. My apologies to him. Yeah, I was in one of his streams and it was like, oh, these sales are crap. It's always the same stuff. And then Microsoft go, yeah, because you've said that, we're going to make you look like a complete idiot. And we're just going to put 3 brand new things on sale. It's like, cheers for that. And they put Preston Carlisle on. And I was literally in Melbourne Train Guys chat going, oh my god, I can't believe that this route has gone on sale so many times. And it's only a year old. But Preston Carlisle's only a year old and it's never been on sale. And then I went and checked the stores and I was like, oh, never mind, it is on sale. Oh dear. I don't know how he puts up with me, bless him. What geezer. Yeah, so I complained about there never being anything new in the sales, and now I'm going to be about, what, 20 quid plus about 80 quid in a month. Oh dear. Which does make me wonder, at what point is it like, if this game is almost a subscription at this point, because they're releasing so many DLC. Ah, so the line's split off here. I never knew that. I thought that was just where everything went and this was a separate line somewhere else. Okay, where do we meet up with that line is the question. Is there a couple of stations down here? No, there's not. Because I'm trying to remember if I... Huh. I'm confused. So where do we meet back up again? Does that sort of cut a couple of bits out? I wonder. The scenery on this route is amazing. Let's get another one. I know it's probably very annoying just watching me go in photo mode about 100 times a video, but do you know what? Gotta be done. Gotta be done. Let's zoom in a little. Whoa, that's a bit much. Let's add some depth of field. So the back of the train's in focus too. Yeah. And let's zoom the photo mode let's zoom the FOV out all the way, because that often helps with performance. Also, one thing I've found that helps on the Xbox at least, the Series S specifically, put your map on and press X. Now I should have just turned the labels off. So if I go into Trafford, there shouldn't be any labels whatsoever. No, there isn't. You see how many less frames were dropped when I zoomed into that map? Do it. Toggle the things off. Take the things off. Hang on, this line comes off again. Where are we going? Are we staying on or are we coming off? We're staying on. Where are we going? What's going on? Oh, this was the bit of track I remember from a Jeff Marshall video. Right. So that goes a different way. What's this? It's an Avanti. Yep, Lime Street, Euston. That'll be an Avanti. Either that or it might be an 8-car 350. But I'm pretty sure it's an Avanti. So is that why there's 3 lines going that way and 1 line going this way? I'm so confused. I've never been down here before. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my short that I uploaded about the a little like what I personally thought was All Aboard Studios taking a little diss at Alan Thompson Sim, which I mean I don't like Alan. Don't mind the studios, Alan Thompson Sim. I don't mind them. I just don't like Alan. So I will still buy products from ATS. I mean, there's only one so far. In TSW anyway, but like I just don't like him, and knowing that most of the money probably goes to him and he doesn't really pay his workers that much, probably it's a bit like do you know what I mean? It's just one of them. Little van plant of some kind. Little van doing something at some point. Look at us go. Wow. Imagine being some sort of deer or some sort of animal and like being able to get this sort of view. That's awesome. The FKAs have such a good sound set. They proper sound like intermodal sets in the UK, because when an intermodal set passes you in the UK, it's proper banging and crashing and wheel spins and flat wheels and oh, it's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen many freight trains at all, to be fair. I think I saw a couple when I went to Bushy on the West Coast Main Line. Yeah, I think I might have seen like 3, and then an empty 56. Or a light loco 56, not empty. Because that would imply it was hauling empty wagons. Oh, green signal to the right of us, I wonder if anything's coming. Or actually, no, it's automatic signalling, so nothing has to be coming for the signal to be green, it will just be green automatically when there's nothing 4 sections in front, do you know what I mean? And it will go double yellow automatically, red automatically. It is a bit weird, because... yeah. Hello, Pendolino, give him a wave. This is what West Coast Mainline South should have been, really, isn't it? Loads of freight. I mean, there's not much freight on this route, and there's even less if you get the 8:05 timetable, but the West Coast Mainline South is the busiest freight route. But you just wouldn't have thought it by the TSW version, would you? I mean, West Coast Mainline is the busiest freight route in real life, not in the game. I think the Suffragette's probably the busiest. For a modern route, anyway. But if anybody else can think of any others, do let me know. Because, I mean, the steam era routes are quite popular with freight, but there's not many services in those timetables anyway. So it just seems like there's loads of freight because there's not much passenger. I don't know. It was a bit of a shame that Spirit and Steam and Peak Forest were meh. And I hope that 104 pack hasn't been cancelled, because that's just a waste of 2 years. Like, okay, it's taken a while, but put it on hold, don't cancel it, because you've come that far with it, you might as well get it to release. We have a temporary speed restriction for 40 miles an hour in a mile and a half. Let's put a bit of braking on. Hello, my frick. Indeed, we are on Birmingham Crewe. And the one thing I will say about this route is we're coming down to 40. That's not the one thing I wanted to say about this route. Look at the length of the freight train. Ignore my voice crack. Look at the length of the freight train. We actually have proper long freight trains now for UK routes. Right, let's get that brake off. It's been a while since I've driven the shed, so I apologise for any bad driving. But I mean, look at it. Put a bit of throttle on. It's still going. It's all the way down there. And it's still going. It's still going. I believe if you have cargo line volume 3, you do get some on this. I'll check the layers tab after, because I'm pretty sure you get more intermodal services with FCAs, or maybe it just substitutes into these services, I'm not sure. Because I know there's not a separate timetable for it. Thank the Lord, could you imagine? But I believe in real life these services would be run by class 90s. Why have we slowed down to 15 miles an hour? Come on. Off you pop. You should really wait half a second between each notch of throttle, but hey. That's why I got cargo line 3. Still don't have this route, lol. Yeah, it went on sale very early for us Xbox players. Like, I'm not even sure it's been on sale on any sort of platform, which just never happens for us, like, ever. Apart from this. I'm looking forward to the... oh, 350 down there. I wonder what variant that is. Let's go have a look. Let's go have a gander. But I'm looking forward to the... Alan Thompson sim. What are you? I don't know, you're going too fast. Hang on a minute. Oh, it's a double set. This will go on on the Trent Valley, 102 and 106, because there are no double set 350s on the Birmingham to Crewe bit. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Alan Thompson sim Mac route, because that's on sale at the moment, and I'm going to pick that up. Probably not this week, but the week after. No, not next week, the week after that. Like Monday or Sunday or something. Although the route... If you think the week starts on Sunday, personally I disagree with you. Right, termination board. Right, we just have to wait for the back of the freight train to pass. I mean, I have got the HUD on, which is sort of cheating, but... Wow, 350 going there. I think that's... Hang on. There was a temporary speed restriction for 40. Is it just the slow lines? Because that is not 40. But yeah, I'm looking... What was it? Sorry, I'm getting constantly confused with other things going on. So, what I was saying is I'm looking forward to Manchester Airport Commuter and the Class 90. I mean, it's a shame that it comes from the developer it's come from, but there is more of a team behind it than just Alan. Thank God. And yeah, I won't get too into TSW politics. But these services, I'm pretty sure, should be 90s, because this has just come off the Trent Valley, which I believe would have been a Freightliner 90 in 2019, which is when this timetable's set. So I hope that All Aboard Studios will put the 90 on this route. And if they don't, because of that beef from Alan Thompson's sim, in my opinion, that's where DTG has to step in and be like, oi, this is childish. You're making add-ons for a game. We're trying to get the game somewhere. It's not gonna be taken out by you two and your petty squabbles. Grow up. That's what DTG need to do. Because like they can't just let it go on forever, surely. Like the YouTube short I posted yesterday was just hello 390. The YouTube short I posted yesterday was sort of what I thought was All Aboard Studios taking a diss at Alan Thompson's sim, which is funny because it didn't affect the route in any way. But when you're using... Okay, it was for AI, so it's not so bad, but they used the 323 for the northern services, the 323 off Glossop line, instead of the 323 off Mac, which in my opinion was a little bit like, really? Well, I get why they done it. I don't have an opinion for or against it, but it's like, are you going to do this every time Alan Thompson sim makes something? But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. I understand if people have different opinions on it, and I respect everyone's opinion, but, well, there's no buts, I do respect everyone's opinion. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's not something you want to see, it's not something you want to see. I believe there's Cargo Line Volume 2 layers on here as well, so if you've got Cargo Line aggregates like I have, you should see that as well. Green signal. I just built up all that speed and now it's making me gain it all back again. By the way, I am using the... what am I using? The West Coast Main Line South 66. I haven't played West Coast Main Line South for like a month and a half. And I used to live on that route. Well, not live on it as in like actually like it was my local line, but live on it as in that's all I'd ever play. But this route is just so much nicer, in my opinion. Like, it's so much more detailed, there's so much more layers, there's so much more stuff to do, and I'm not northerly. I'm upset to say that as a southerner, because like, say a northern route is better than a south route is like, no, can't be. Sorry, I think I just broke up a little bit. But yeah, what I was saying was to say that a northern route is better than a southern route would be like, no, impossible, south rules. But it is quite good. It is very good. To the point where I would never normally pay more than like £20 for a route. Like ever, because I just... I don't know. Normally their first sale, like Root's first sale on the Xbox is like 35–40% off. But this went on 20 and it was like, I'm considering it. And then I was like, more variants of the 350, more services for the 170, more services for the 150 and 153, you know, more services for the 66, more services for the Pendolino. What's not to love? I mean, the 805 is what's not to love, in my personal opinion anyway. And having had as many crashes as I've had on the main route, on the base timetable, I don't personally think I'm ever going to get the 805. Not for this route anyway. For West Coast Mainline South, I'll happily get it. But then even then, that causes so many blurries that it's not funny. Right, I think I'm going to save at about 5 miles from Crewe, just in case, because I just saved 2 miles ago. Oh. But yeah, I'm excited for Trent Valley. I wonder, also, this is another thing I wonder, on the this was going to be my point, I've just come back to my point. On the Alan Thompson Sim Manchester Airport commuter, the 350/1 does the airport services that Transpennine would do. We are getting the 350/4 for Trent Valley. However, in real life, the 350/4 are the ex-Transpennine sets. So they went from Transpennine to London North Western. There's about that, which is why there's only about 10 members in the stroke 4 class, because Transpennine didn't need that many trains. So I'm wondering if Alan Thompson Sim will layer in the 350/4, because that would actually make it accurate, because that's what Transpennine used. They used 350/4s. But again, unfortunately, knowing the beef that's between Alan Thompson Sim and Audible Studios, it was probably not going to happen. And don't get me wrong, it's not... The 350/4 isn't that much different to the stroke 1. Literally, all I think the difference is the reverser on the 350/1 is forward, off, forward, neutral, reverse. Whereas I believe on the Dash 4 it's off, reverse, neutral, forward. So it's just backwards, essentially. I think that's all the difference is. Well, driving-wise, anyway. So it's just, I don't know, I just don't want to see this game get... Again, I'm trying to avoid TSW politics and the TSW rant, but I want to see this game get affected by that beef too much. Because, like, the rail replacement bus outside of Crewe that said rail replacement to Alderley Edge because all aboard studios were taking a diss, or what I imagine to be a diss at Alan Thompson Sim, because their route didn't go to Crewe. And it did go, and they cut it short at Alderley Edge. That was funny. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was, you know, that had me in stitches. But, yeah. I just hope it doesn't get in the way of anything that will affect the DLC and the routes and all that. I hope. Right, 5 miles from Crewe. I have all the static stock turned off at Basford Hall Yard, so I'm hoping we won't get a crash, but I had it off last time as well and it crashed, so who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that's run over. How beautiful is this route, by the way? It's weird, because this area of the country is not a particularly pretty area of the country. Especially from, like, Wolverhampton to Birmingham. That's not a very nice part of the country. But they've made it look like the best part of the country on TSW standards. And that's probably everybody else's poor standard rather than their exceptional standard. But, you know, this route is still to an exceptional standard in my opinion. I would genuinely put it on par. Now this is just my opinion, you can call me crazy. The scenery levels on this route I would put on par with Shap, or just below it. Because Shap is an amazing scenic route, but a lot of that is because of the landscape and the area around it. Whereas this doesn't really have much landscape, so that does sort of hinder it, in a sense. But if you put, you know, if you got rid of all that landscape, I reckon they're just as good as each other. That is a double yellow signal, so let's begin to slow down. And we know the brakes on this are good. Because in real life, you would never really use more than 4.5 bar of brakes in a 66, from what I hear. Right, 2.5 miles in a minute. I'll save it again there, just because I'm getting a little bit paranoid. I mean, this run has only taken about 20 minutes. There we go, it's saved. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? No, I want it like that. There we go, I've fixed it. I finally remembered what button I pressed, for Christ's sake. Right, let's continue slowing down. Into Basford Hall, down slow independent. I don't actually know what any of that means, but... There is a 350 on the slow lines. Good day to you, my good sir. Let's give you a wave. Hope you all gave him a wave too. 20 miles an hour, that'll do. Brakes off. It is still a red. And we are about to be 1.5 miles from Crewe, so I'll save it then. Apologies for all the saving, it's just... Fortunately the performance on this route isn't great, but I always knew it wasn't going to be. It's sort of a victim of its own success in a way. Right. This is where it goes yellow, just as I come to a stop. Let's bring it to a more controlled speed. Just got to the microphone in time. Thank God. Before I spat out my lungs. Wasn't very appealing. Is it going to go yellow? Doesn't look like it. I mean, you should never expect it to be approach control. You should always treat it as a red. Come on. There we go. Right, brakes off. And we'll go throttle 1, 2, 3. Whoa, hello. Ow. I thought something was going to be coming past. Right, off we go, accelerating. Sorry, I can hear people outside, but it's just bin men. Nothing to worry about. Or women, of course. Nice. 15 as it goes across. I mean, that's a 75, that's a big fibber. Right, 1 mile away. That'll do. Final save point. I like how, I know I said this earlier, but I really like how that has a schedule on it. Why am I supposed to be there? It just needs a couple minutes for setup time. I don't mind if it even starts the train fully set up. Because in real life, if you were doing a handover, the key would be in, all the systems would be on, everything would be started. And yeah, you wouldn't need, all you'd have to do is just release the brakes and go. Because basically drivers might have, say for example, they have 8 keys. Instead of the driver taking their one out, instead of the first driver taking their key out, because then you'll need to restart everything, the second driver will just give him one of their keys and they'll keep the first driver's key. And then if a third driver came along, the second driver wouldn't take the key out, unless the train had to be shut down anyway. But he wouldn't take the key out. They would give him a new one, or her a new one, and then the next driver would take over as well. So I wouldn't mind if it was just key in and go. Because they do driver changes on freight trains at Stafford, I do believe. For a Freightliner at least. I'm not sure about DB. I think this would be a Freightliner service anyway. Coming into Basford Hall Yard. I really like it when there's lots of freight trains just crawling around, like it looks so good. Especially on the Suffragette line. Like lots of freight trains just crawling about. It's just so nice. But here we go. For Mike 93. Yeah, let's go. I like how this track's got like vegetation growing in it. That's a big word for this time this morning. Vegetation. Yes. Right. I just done my first run on Brum Crewe. Wait, no, let's not say anything yet. Right, that signal's going to be red. Right, come on, let's stop, please. I forget with added length means added weight. Oh my god, that's going to be a perfect stop. Oh yeah. That's the spot. Oh, look at me go. But yeah, if you did enjoy that video, be sure to like, subscribe, and I shall see you all in the next one. Take care. Goodbye for now. Level 65 and 66. Awesome. That was a really fun service. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Goodbye for now.